So, Dan Snyder, a very controversial figure, has just came out and basically said that he has dirt on a ton of different NFL coaches, as well as Roger Goodell, and he will quote, "They can't F with me. The NFL is a mafia."
Oh, this
That
gives
is
me stew.
exciting.
I'm telling you right now.
Wait.
Okay.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
So this is a really long story. I'm stuck with like this for quite some time. It is over on our unemployed channel. It will be on our unemployed channel eventually. No other further spoilers.
Yeah.
But
That's what it is.
Let's just say I'm having an interesting couple days.
So Dan Snyder is who exactly?
The owner of the freaking Commanders, dog.
Yes. So
And they've been trying to get rid of him for a while now.
Yes.
I mean, so many controversies have come up. We all know he's a cheap mother fricker, if you know what I'm saying.
We heard stories about the sexism, about the racism that has been rampant around not only the Commanders Association, but it goes all the way back to whenever they were still known as the Redskins.
Whoa.
So obviously, this is just not a good guy. He obviously is a
stinks.
very, very...
He stinks.
I just can't believe there's so many just terrible people around the NFL. I mean, I knew it because it's all big higher-ups. It's all these people with all this money who don't care about any other well-being besides
I
themselves.
just want him to release stuff, man.
I know.
So he's saying they're threatening to fire him, but he's saying you can't fire me because I'll leak all this stuff about the NFL.
So the NFL has been trying to get rid of him for a while now. All the other NFL owners don't like him. They don't want him in there. I think it might.
Well, I was
going to
say
he has dirt.
Yeah. Well, he also said, and I wanted to go a little bit further.
Yeah.
What he said, I don't think this part is true, but he says all the owners hate each other.
Which makes sense.
And the owners are kind of coming together and saying, no, this isn't true. We just don't like him.
So what I'm sure it is again, in the past, I'm sure they've all kind of been together. It might be Dan and someone else, and I'm sure they're like, oh, yeah, I hate that guy over there. So it might just be to kind of just make conversation.
I think he might have dirt, though. Maybe this
I
is
think he
why
does.
This is why the whole league wants him out. Because
Yeah.
they're like, he knows too much. When you
Honestly, he's been here long enough. I mean, these accusations have come up. These accusations have come up whenever we were talking about the whole team name thing, which was a year or two ago, and he's still here. So, like I said, okay, so let's just run down a list because every big business like this, whether you want to believe it or not, has a lot of corruption going on. So the first thing that I think of was sports betting being huge.
That's it. Right
betting
there.
on games.
Oh, yeah.
Owners have so much power, so much control. I mean, just think of Roger Goodell, how much power and control that he has. I mean, that's the first, and there's so many billions of dollars that go into sports betting.
Yeah, the thing that comes to my mind immediately, and I think this is something that does happen and would absolutely demolish the NFL, is the NFL rigging games to an extent.
Rigging games is a big one.
I can see something coming out where it's like, yeah, I know for a fact Roger Goodell made this team win by giving this call or telling the ref to make this call, because we've seen it how many times. The pass interference call with the NFC Championship with the Saints and the Rams.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Jesse James, he got that touchdown.
He caught that ball.
He caught that ball.
So that's something, if that comes out, that is terrible for Roger Goodell. Absolutely terrible. And as well for the whole NFL.
Yeah, that's a big thing where the NFL would pay lots of money to keep that quiet, because if it comes out that, okay, it kind of like, I don't know, compared to the WWE where it's like, oh, they're doing certain things for entertainment aspect and doing things to create controversy. So people are talking about it. People are talking about it. People are watching it. Brings them in more money.
The other thing is, we know that the NFL keeps stuff quiet before. The Spygate thing. Oh, the tapes got deleted, or they deleted the tapes. So that's been covered up. I mean, we're almost
Dolphins in this Ron Forrest
exactly. So many things get
a game to lose.
Exactly. Like that should have probably been a bigger news story than it was. Even the Alvin Kamara tape. Like I'm sure the NFL has seen that footage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they might be trying to got it deleted. I don't know. I mean, nobody's been able to see it. It's out there somewhere. There's so many cover-ups. I mean, think about. What if he has dirt on Roger Goodell or somebody talking about concussions and about Tua and about all this stuff, which has been such a prevalent issue in the NFL lately. There's so many things.
And again, you don't want to put something in someone's mouth because, again, I want to be very clear. This hasn't leaked. This wasn't said. But, yeah, God forbid if you hear Roger Goodell talking on the phone saying, like, oh, who cares about his health? Like, he needs to be in there for ratings. Like, you know how bad that would be for the NFL?
No doubt.
You got to remember that the NFL is a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. They need to make money. They're trying to be the biggest business in the world. They're going to do whatever to grow their business.
They're pretty far up there, you know what I'm saying?
We've seen morals get thrown out the window.
I mean, I know it would break my heart if I found out that the Rooneys did some type of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
I would be.
They just seem like that organization that's so like down to earth.
I know.
Legit.
That would
for
actually
the city.
Depending
Yeah,
on,
I
like,
know. What
what
if
something like that could be? That would actually
what if a list came
Man.
out of like these owners doing some crazy stuff and his name was on that?
that would kill me.
It would be heartbreaking. And
Yeah, it
like
would.
truthfully, I really think that the NFL should be a little bit scared because I'm going to say it right now,
They
and
are.
we don't know, and it's a lot of times not okay to assume, but I am sure that there's some corrupt stuff that goes on in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
here's the thing. He's still in the league. So how do we know
Exactly.
that isn't the
That's what I'm
reason why
saying.
he's still in the league?
That's
It's
what
because
I'm
he's
saying.
threatened to say this type of stuff. So it's just, it's terrible. It's horrible. Again, I hope it is just all bluffing. But again, with people of this caliber and we know the extents that a lot of them are willing to go to. It's just, I hope that it's not the whole NFL. I hope that the people that are doing these disgusting things get the justice that they deserve because, again, like I said, it shouldn't be going on.
I was gonna say, and like the NFL definitely wants controversy because they have the technology to eliminate controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Why is a $1 billion corporation using 2 pylons for a first down?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
they want that, yeah.
exactly, they
Yeah.
want the controversy. The refs, they don't. The refs, the whole thing with the training, they're
Yeah.
not allowed to ref during the off season. They're not allowed to do training during X amount of months. It's like they're not getting paid full time. It's like a part time thing.
That's like
So
the
it's
roughing the passer calls. You just
Yeah.
really got to think if they were told to like, hey, make sure you guys call like something like that.
exactly.
Like-
And if they wanted to eliminate that, they could.
Like they have an earpiece and that play, like Tom Brady got sacked and they're like, hey, call this penalty real quick. This will really spice. You know what I mean? Stuff like
Mhm.
that is just
Right.
Exactly.
Like it's extreme to think about, but like we don't actually know.
And the thing that's crazy is stuff has come out in the past about this too, like
Yeah.
years in past, and then it's like, oh well, it happened 20
Yeah.
years ago, so who cares?
Yep.
Who's to say it's not happening
Yep.
right
Yep.
now?
Deflategate and stuff like that. Just there's been so many controversies, and it's unfortunately not the last one we're going to be talking
I mean, the
about.
NFL is so important to people that they're not even going to want to believe.
Gonna say
That's
Right.
the other
Stuff.
thing.
Right.
That is the other thing. And to be real clear, real quick, like Dan Snyder is still an absolute scumbag.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yes.
let's put that aside real
Yes.
quick. I think that's something that a lot of people know. That's at least my thoughts on
100%.
like because so many things have come out about him and his
Yeah.
organization over the
Yeah.
past few years. So I don't want that to go by the wayside. That's number one right
I
there.
don't even know how they have fans. It's like the Pittsburgh
I don't know
Pirates,
either.
dude. Like,
Their fans literally get injured if you go to the games because their ramps fall down.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they get sued.
Yeah, they don't even care about
like,
their fans, bro. Dude's getting
Yeah.
sewage dumped on his head as he's trying to watch his team play.
They put
So-
the wrong state on the cups.
Yeah. Let's say something does come out about Roger Goodell. Do we see Roger Goodell stepping down?
Dang. That
Imagine he steps down without anything coming out.
That says,
man.
I think that says more.
I
It
do
does.
too.
It says more.
That would be so extreme. Like you would know at that point that whatever was about to come out or
Huge.
threatened would be
Same thing
bigger than we could ever even bigger than anything we've talked about or
Oh,
even,
yeah.
even
I'd say
think about.
If anything comes out with rigging games or betting on games, I think 100% he's done. Because, again, the NFL is like, we can't have
Well, I
that.
mean, we've seen what happened with Calvin Ridley, and he was
Exactly.
betting what like $1,000 or whatever.
Let
I mean,
alone the commissioner of the NFL.
But think about like John Gruden too. He stepped down, right?
Yeah.
Before they could fire him. So everyone knew what was happening, what was accused of him was definitely going to come out as true, or even worse. So
yeah. And again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes and all that.
Mhm.
We're just throwing out like different propositions that could be happening without like any knowledge. Just stuff that seems like it could be fairly realistic.
Mhm.
So nothing that we're saying is set in stone. It's just a conversation topic. But I think that's
what
that.
do you look
what's in
at?
it?
I just can't get what the heck. I
Oh,
don't know.
TJ.
Whatever.
I wish I could see how beautiful you look today.
Turn your head.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in that comment section if you think that he actually does have dirt on the NFL. And if they do, what is the dirt? What do you think it is? It could be tax fraud reasons. It could be, again, like betting. It could be, hopefully it's not anything that Dan was actually, confirmed of doing because, again, that's just so scummy. And
Dude,
we
I mean,
hate
it could
that.
literally be something as crazy as like he knows some of these guys that have been to Epstein's Island or something.
Yeah,
There's so many things that like
Oh.
maybe we're not even
It's
thinking about.
endless. It's endless.
And then again, and also like, is it a bluff? Is he bluffing?
It's another thing.
Oh, it very well could be. Yeah.
It could be. And if it is a bluff, I'd say right now it's working.
He got us talking.
God, us
I know,
talking.
we're talking
I don't know.
about-
This is like this sucks as an NFL fan, but like
Yeah.
at the same time, it's kind of exciting because there's so many times where like us as the regular public are just left out of the loop with all this. So if anything were to release, it's just good to know.
And the thing is too, like if there are people that are behind the scenes doing scummy things, you want them to be brought out into the light so that way they could literally pay for what they've done. Because again, you don't want people just doing scummy things to people that have done nothing wrong to them. Like again, we don't know any accusations, we don't know any names, but if there are people that are doing things that Dan Snyder are doing behind the scenes that are hidden right now, that needs to be brought into light because they need to be gone.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
We are talking about Dan Snyder, the football owner, not the Nickelodeon feet guy.
Both
He's not
terrible
great.
people.
We'll see you in the next one. Peace.